Hello, Miss Honoree.
Hello, Mr. Lucas. Happy
Hi.
book launch week, man.
I am so happy this week.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has been it's been nuts.
I have this right here. Look at this. Ooh.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a little upset with myself that I didn't place an order a little earlier than I did, but I did get a whole box all at once, so that was kind of fun.
How many did you get in a box?
I think it's 50. Might be 75. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. Placing an order for that. I've never ordered that many books in one shot for anything ever before, so that was pretty funny.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah.
When do you have all the titles? Where do you have all the titles? And then it's like, how many books do I have? I was talking to a pretty famous author earlier in the week, and he has 100,000 copies of his books, all different titles, in a warehouse.
Oh, wow. So he does all his own distro.
He has in the past done all of his own distro, yes. And so it was like, well, we have 30,000 of this book and 10,000 of this book and 400 of this book. And yeah, so just kind of strategizing things and paying to house 100,000 books and having having enough titles that you could easily have 100,000 books.
Yeah, that's.
I don't have more than one copy of all of my books. I have 100 of this and 50 of that and 25 of this, but I don't have some. I just have one copy. There she is.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Miss Brianna.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm going to put your name up here, so hopefully you typed it in.
I did type it in. And I looked at the video and I'm like, oh, I got to move that. I got to move that.
Yeah.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
The struggle is real.
Struggle is real. Yeah, because I actually use these workspaces behind me. And even though it might look really cool when the video is like that,
yeah,
when it gets a little bit bigger, watch out. So,
well,
hi guys.
It's interesting.
How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very happy because this has been the highlight. I've been waiting for this for, I don't know, 2 days now, because it's just so much fun hanging out with you guys. And I can't wait to hear. This is going to be an amazing conversation, because I was telling Honoree about this yesterday. I can't wait to just learn from the two of you as you talk about this, because I've never actually had an organized program in my coaching practice before, like you guys are going to discuss. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we're going to just dive right in and talk about, oh, wait, hold on. We have to say hello to Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, what's up, Pops?
Now your son is an autodacta. You must be so proud.
So real quick story, real quick one. I know Brianna because of Pops. Isn't that cool?
He was our connector.
I did not realize.
Yeah. He came home one day and said, you've got to meet the PM on this contract. She's fantastic. You guys would have so much in common.
I concur with that.
That was because Charlie and I had a 2-hour lunch.
That never happens.
Was it a 2 martini 2-hour lunch, or just
it was a pasta lunch. It was just a pasta hangout during lunch. We're going to do an appetizer. I think we did an appetizer, a full meal, and then we had a dessert. So we were dining. Let's just dining.
I like it.
I'm trying to.
That's the way it works.
You're still trying to get your
I know. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I got a cat.
I see your kitty.
Yeah, I was going to say, which one is that? Frappuccino?
This is Frappuccino.
All right.
She's very happy. She's purring and singing, but if I hold her up, she looks like Garfield. She always looks like, put me down. I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's very sweet.
So you guys want to jump in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So Brianna is a member of the Empire Builders Mastermind, and she is a coach So what are all the ways you would say you're a sales coach, business coach, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say I'm a business coach. I help small and medium-sized business owners figure out from the beginning, what is your strategic plan? What are your core beliefs, your values, your mission, your vision, and being able to tie that into the actions that you're doing every day, being able to tie into what are your KPIs? Why are you showing up? And what the heck are you measuring it against? And are you actually getting, are you getting a return on what you're doing? So, and if you're not, then I guess we need to
figure so I said the wrong thing, not sales coach. That's Phil.
Sorry. So I do have a partnership with a sales coach, and he's fantastic.
Yes.
Phil.
So we were talking about a program that I developed originally for myself. So I'll just talk a little bit about the program, and then we can talk about why having a program is a great idea, which is why we're here. And we're just going to, kind of dive into how coaches can make more money by adopting a program. So the STMA, which was not what I called it when I first started doing it. I originally developed a coaching program for myself, and I based it around not wanting to do math and about getting results. So it was a 100-day program, because if you want to make $100,000 in Q1, well, how many freaking days is Q1? Depends. Is it a leap year? Is it not a leap year? So does January have 31 days and March has 31 days and February has 28 days, or maybe it has 29 days, or maybe it has 27 days. I don't think it ever has 27 days, but you're constantly having to do math. So it's either 62 plus 27 or 62 plus 20 or 62 plus 28 or 62 plus 29.
Right. All that
it's certainly not 100. But if I want to earn $100,000 in 100 days, easily we can say it's $1,000 a day on day 7. And we're just going to test Lucas on day 7. If you're trying to make $100,000 in 100 days, how many dollars should you have made on day 7, Lucas?
Are we working 7 days a week?
Yeah, it's 100 days. It's 100 straight days in a row. Weekends, evenings, holidays.
Okay, we're on day 7.
Day 7.
And I want to make $100,000
in 100 days. How much is it in 7 days?
7,000.
7. All right. So what happens if you've made 10,000 on day 7? Are you ahead or behind?
I'm ahead.
How many percentage points or thousands of dollars are you ahead?
3,000 or 3%.
Oh my gosh. You just did this in your head. We didn't even pay him or feed him information ahead of time. So this is why I did it, because it had to be simple enough for me to understand where I was percent to goal. So I had been doing my own version of STMA for, I don't know, probably 15 years. And then I had been coaching a client, and I had become friends with his wife. And she said, "What are you working on?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just, doing my, I'm on day 12 of blah, blah, blah." And she was like, "Oh, my husband would love that. Jason would love that." And I said, "Really?" And it wasn't very long that I went, "Oh yeah, it totally makes sense." And this is where the application to coaches comes in. It totally makes sense to have a program that I could give to someone so they would understand where we're starting and where we're going and how we're going to get there. And so immediately I put together the manual that would go with it, like what's happening and when, and how often are we checking in, and how do you know, and putting together your goal achievement plan, and what are your goals, and what's your vision. And I put together the elements of it, and it became my most popular, biggest money-making coaching program, because my clients loved the beginning, middle, and end aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start on day 1. And by day 100, I will have achieved this vision with these 3 goals, or I will understand why I didn't. So that's how the STMA started. And then I did STMA one-on-one, small groups, large groups, within companies, all the things. And so Brianna was like, "Wait a minute, I want to know about that." So I'm going to turn it over to you, Brianna, and let's hear a little bit from you about your thoughts on STMA and all the things.
Sure. So I feel like within coaching that there's you have a unique opportunity to be able to help a client. They come to you because typically something went wrong, right? That there's a fire, that, oh my gosh, I need to solve this problem. So there's an element of working with your clients that it's okay, well, we solved this problem. Now let's get into a little bit deeper of your business. And I feel like this 100-day program is so cool because it's so structured that it's got a beginning and an end. And you can talk to your clients and you can help work with them in a framework, and they know what the expectations are every single day. Just like you said, this isn't rocket science. Sorry, Lucas. You don't need a PhD to be able to figure out how to get from point A to point B. It's simple. All you have to do is figure out what you're going to be doing, do those actions, and keep track of it, and see how it turns into this thing that you really liked. Or maybe it's something different, but oh my gosh, how cool is it that you did the work that you needed to do? You've got a great workbook of what to do, how to do it. You have somebody that you can speak to. You have an entire support system group that's there to cheer you on. In addition to that, we're people who need to be, people need to be in community, right? So
people who need people.
People who need people. And so this is a great program to be able to kind of have everybody wrap each other's arms around each other, to push each other forward, to hit their goals and to meet their goals. And so when people, at least I find the people that I work with and myself, that you need that extra encouragement. That's why you work with a coach. Well, now you've got this awesome program that you can put into place. And as long as you're doing the work, you're going to be successful. And let's figure out what it looks like at the end of those 100 days, what actually comes out of it. So that's why I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Well, one of the reasons that I really like doing it over and over and over myself, and then working with people on it, is because 30 days feels really short. Like the 21-day, 30-day programs, they're so effective. But sometimes if you work really hard for 21 days, you don't see the fruits of your labor because you've just done a lot of planting. You've done a lot of tilling the soil and planting the seeds, but you're not really going to reap a harvest. 100 days allows you time to start to reap your harvest. And also, a year is too long, right? Like if I set a goal that's for a year from now, I'm kind of like, maybe I don't need to get up tomorrow really super early because I'll still have 364 more days, or 365, depending on if it's a leap year or not. So my C is lower the longer I have. I found for myself that the first 21 days were really important for cementing habits.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I had to keep getting up on days 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, and leaning into the discomfort that is that ugly middle piece, so that I could get to like day 85 and start to see the finish line and know that I was going to cross it effectively. Right. And I will say, and then I want to hear what you have to say more than what I have to say, for sure. Because I already know what I'm going to say. I have achieved goals at 2:00 in the afternoon on the 100th day. I was 0% to goal during one particular 100-day sprint the whole entire time. And I was like, and I came out of day one like, oh, I'm going to crush this. I got this. No, really, I don't know. I'm good. I got this. So it's you have enough time.
You don't have this. Just one more day.
Right. I cannot have this. This is my own freaking program. And finally at 2:00 in the afternoon on the 100th day. Right. And talk about like really
excitement. Yes. Oh my gosh.
It was like I was starting to feel a little disheartened.
Did you cry? I think I would have cried.
You know what I did? Here's why I didn't, because I had done it enough times. I think with any program, the thing that I think some people don't know or they forget is that the first couple of times you do something, you might still have some learning to do.
Yes.
Right? There's still a learning curve. And so the people that I did the STMA with over and over and over again, by the third or fourth time, they were like, oh, okay, I remember this. I remember this is day 57 when I want to like jump off a building or, you know, whatever, or stop or quit or give up because I haven't made progress, or they get really close to their goals by like the second session. So by day 15, they're like, oh, I've made measurable progress. I can kind of phone it in. And I'm like, no, we're going to increase your goal. Right. Or the times when I did not reach all 3 goals by the 100th day, and then day 114 rolls around and it's like boom, 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 because I planted all the seeds and it just took things a little bit longer, because I do think that every single thing that I do, maybe I'm just slow, but everything I do takes longer, costs more, and requires more effort than when I first think.
Mm-hmm. It's not you.
Okay. But I think the reason I didn't cry, Brianna, is because I was like, oh, it's day 100, but it's an artificial end.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't like, well, if you don't achieve your goals, right.
I think I would just cry tears of joy. I would first start laughing.
Oh, did I cry when I hit the goal?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yes. I thought when I woke up on day 100 and I hadn't hit the goal. No, I was like, okay, well, this is interesting, because I would have laid money on it that I was going to hit it.
Yeah. So I would have been angry and determined and ticked off. That's how I would be. But no, after I hit it, I would just like start laughing hysterically, and then I just start crying, and then, all right, let's go. Let's grab a drink or something.
Every time I prove myself to myself, I have an emo moment.
Yes. Yeah.
You said an emo moment?
An emo moment. I'm a little emo. Just a little.
So talking about emotion, because we're just going to go there. I've never been an emotional person. I've been very stoic, if you will. A brick wall has been a nickname that I've been told that I have. I'm a brick wall. I don't show sad emotions.
Are you Brick Wall Brianna? Is that your nickname?
Sure, let's go with it. So I like to smile and I laugh, but you know, the hard part I don't really do. But oh my gosh, with entrepreneurship, that I've never cried so much. Ever. Just because it's not even that it's that hard. It's the exhaustion. It's just the frustration. There's so many different parts and pieces to it that if you don't have a support system, it's so difficult to do alone. And that's the other thing that I love about this 100-day program, that you're focused on reaching a goal. But again, not only reaching a goal, you've got this whole crew that's behind you to kind of push you forward. And Honoree, you said this, and we've talked about this, because I do have a 21-day program, and it is focused on people creating those habits and getting that jump start. Just like you said, it's creating those habits, but then you got to do it again. It's like, all right, well, let's do it the next month, and let's just, Monday to Friday, let's get focused on it. But having that kind of that expanded time frame from beginning to end is great. But just like you said, and we've had this conversation too, what you do now is going to show up 90 days from now. And if you have that consistency, just like whether it's losing weight, making phone calls, networking, having conversations with folks, you're probably not going to reap the benefits right away. It's going to take time, and you've got to build those muscles, whatever those muscles look like for you, whatever they need to look like. And they're going to show up in that 90 to 100 days. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. However, whatever you did is going to show up.
Right. Whatever you were doing 90 or 100 days ago is showing up right now. So if you're not exactly thrilled with what you're getting today, just look back at November and December. Hello, pumpkin pie.
Hello, eggnog.
Hello, eggnog. Hello, overindulging. Oh, wait. Yes. I remember.
Cookies.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
I love all of it.
I love all of it. Yes. Yeah. So let's take a minute and say hello to everyone.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll back
see,
up here.
We have, I know you've been saying hello. So we have Wayne, and then we have someone in Gambia, which is amazing. Is that Amadou?
Yep.
Amadou. Yep. What a great name. And Hello.
There's Helen Bullen.
Obviously. And then who is that Helen? Who's the person that is talking about being a performance coach?
So this is Wayne Barfield.
Oh, it's Wayne. Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
Although I've had a hard time with the one that immediately follows this. And these can only, by the way, guys, these only wrap so long. They can only give you 3 lines on here. So, but you can see here that Wayne talks about the benefits of performance coaching, including improved team collaboration, happier employees, and identifying areas for improvement. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And then total work-life management, happiness. I'm not sure whoever left this comment, make sure you let us know who you are, because I don't see your comment on LinkedIn in the live feed. So I want to make sure we give you guys credit, but
yeah, for sure. And then we have Tony, who is amazing. Hi, Tony. So happy to see you.
Yes. Check out Tony Jacobson, guys. Very inspirational. His Unbreakable programs, super inspirational.
Yeah. Love it. And then we have JP. Jen Pisano is in the house.
That's it.
Hey, Jen.
Or should I say, hola, encantado de conocerlo.
You're having fun.
So much fun. So much fun. So much fun.
Someone made a good comment. I don't know what's going on, why I'm not seeing this on the LinkedIn feed, but someone had a really good comment here about expending a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Clients need to understand that all things take time with sustainment. Now, I'm going to say that's an engineer saying that. So we use the term.
The word sustainment gave you away.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's see. Who else do we have here?
Oh, Wayne. Your dad says that was Wayne.
That was Wayne.
Hola, mi amor. See, she understood me.
Yeah, she did.
Yo comprendo, baby.
Yeah, she did. So can I make just like one observation about the discussion you guys had about time?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay. I hired a sales coach, Lisbeth Halen. Lisbeth, if you're watching, love you. Your program's awesome. She was amazing. She was exactly who I needed to be working with when I worked with her. I went through that program twice because I realized when there's that much to learn and that much to change, short-term programs just aren't the thing. And her program was already at that point, I'm not sure what it is now, but it was 8 weeks long. And I actually needed like 16 weeks of immersion because I had so much work to do. So I think that to see the challenge when you start, you don't really appreciate what you have to do and what kind of change you have to make and what kind of commitment that's going to take until you're in it. And you can see exactly where you are. And that was an eye opener for me. I was like, oh, I need so much more of this than I thought I was going to. And being a great coach, she was able to get me to recognize that before she ever had to say it. And I think that's a really good sign of a coach. Much like what we're discussing here, the program is very structured. So that structure gave me a lot more confidence in the ability to move better through the program as a user of the program, recipient of that coaching, than had it not had that structure. So that was like my first real experience with a very well-structured, organized coaching program. And I don't see how anyone does it on a really deep, a deep topic or an impactful thing without that type of structure. So yeah, I commend you guys for taking that on, because that's a real thing. And it's harder to get through that than I anticipated, which probably says more about my personality and where I thought I was at the time when I started than where I actually was and who I really am. Right. Like, I think you just discover so much about yourself going through those programs. So
yes, definitely.
And I feel like that's the point, right? That's the point of you're going through coaching because you see that there's a need. There's something that isn't working or could be better. So you're taking that initiative to work with somebody who can help you get there. So, and I like the structured program because there's a beginning and there's an end. And you know that you can dedicate, hey, I can dedicate that time for that 100 days. And then if I need a break, I'm going to take a break. And if I'm ready to get back on the horse again and do another 100 days, then let's go. But I know that I've got that time for rest and I can kind of reflect and look back to see what went well, what didn't went well, and then moving forward.
Yep. Well, I always say no evenings, weekends, or holidays. So when I do 100 days, it's 100 consecutive days. But if there's a, wait, hold on. Where were we? If there is a holiday, and if there is one, I want to know if there's a holiday in Gambia, I'm taking it. It does not apply, but I'm going to take it. So no evenings, weekends, or holidays. And so it's 100 consecutive days, but you're not running as fast as you can for 100 consecutive days. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that when we get to day 101, we're not doing anything. Like we might do some of the habits, but you take off the pressure. It's like, what day is it? It's like, well, it's day 0 for a while. But I would normally come back after 2 weeks. So I'd start on a Monday, end on a Monday or Tuesday, and then take those 2 whole weeks off. It's like a 3-day weekend for your performance. Do a little post game, but not before I set a date to start again. Because the thing I saw was people were like, oh, I'm in momentum. I'm totally good. I'm crushing it. Everything is amazing. Your program totally worked. I'm good. And then like 3 months later, what they weren't doing in their business was starting to show up in their business. And I knock, 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 right? It's like, I need to do that again. And they would have stayed in momentum because you can stop pedaling a bicycle and coast for a little while. But if you don't eventually start pedaling, you're just going to run into a tree, you're going to crash your bike, and then you have to start over. But this time you're wounded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So your success muscles become weak again. And then you start to second guess, was it luck? Was it a one-time thing? As opposed to just saying, so I don't ever come out of a program. And that includes like my fitness programs. I do like the Beachbody and stuff where I'm like, this is week 7. So I'm already thinking like, what's the program I'm going to start the following Monday? Because I don't want to lose what I've gained. Just something to keep in mind.
No, so true.
Yeah.
So true. But I love that how we have this structured and set up is that there is that break. You do have that downtime. And specifically during the summer when everybody's usually taking vacation. Me particularly, it ends right before I go on vacation.
Perfect.
So, and again, who wants to be, focused on really important things when you're on vacation? What's the point of vacation? Is
right.
for downtime and enjoy your family and be able to kind of let things go and get refreshed and re-energized for that next 100-day challenge.
And there's something so wonderful about finishing something, knowing you're going to start again, that allows you to take a gap. That allows you to take some time where you're not quite as intense. So I'm curious, Brianna, if you want to talk about when you're starting and who would be a good fit for the program, in case anyone watching or anyone watching later or anyone who knows somebody, who's your ideal participant in your first STMA 100-day coaching program?
Absolutely. So I am starting on April 4th. It's a Tuesday timeframe. It's Tuesday from 11:30 to 1. So hitting those individuals who have time during that lunch break to be able to, we can even eat. We can eat for a little bit and have discussions and work while we're focused on this. But every other Tuesday, so it's for 8 group sessions every other Tuesday from April 14th. And I've got my book and I don't have
April 4th.
What did I say? 14th?
14th. Yeah, you're ready for tax day.
Seriously? It's April 4th. We're just having that conversation about tax day. Anyway, April 4th until July 11th. So that's, we're not going to be meeting that week of July 4th. It's actually the week after that Tuesday. And technically the last day is the 12th, but that Tuesday lands on the 11th. So that's the time frame. And my perfect client, my ideal client is that individual who is ready to get serious about a goal that they have and they want something that's going to help propel them forward. They're ready. They could be frustrated, but they're ready to move forward. And we're going to walk through how to really uncover what that goal is, make sure it's the right goal of what they need to be focused on during that time frame. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper and we're going to move forward. There's homework. There's a fantastic workbook that you get to walk through. And then there's discussion every other week with us. It's going to be a learning module as well as having open discussion. And Honoree, feel free to add more to your program.
Sure. Well, I think you did a great job.
Okay.
I think it's for the professional who wants to take their business and their personal success to the next level, because I am and have always been someone who believes not in work-life balance, but in not letting one thing be forgotten or left behind. Right? So I always suggested 2 business goals and 1 personal goal. Because a lot of people were like, I'm going to make more money. I'm going to get more clients. I'm going to do this with my business. I'm going to go here. I'm going to be, it's amazing. And it's like, well, but do you have a spouse? Do you want to keep them? Right. How are your health goals? What's something that you've wanted to do, like personally? Do you want to learn a language, or do you want to take on a fitness challenge, or do you want to learn how to cook healthier meals at home or unhealthier meals at home? I personally have been watching the kids baking championship. So I want to learn how to like whip up a cake in 2 hours.
And I feel like when you're in that mode of creating that goal and you're focused towards something, it leads out into other things in your life that you're paying attention and you're noticing. So if you're creating your schedule so you can start focusing on this program, well, I know I need to work out because that's going to help my energy. Okay, well, what's your goal for that? It's okay to have a goal for that too. That's again, it's encouraging that. So that's another reason why I love this program. So thank you for bringing that up. I was just having a conversation with Karen Hunsinger about it because she went through it. And she said how much it helped her, that it was such an amazing program. I think she went through it twice. And she just said how great it was, that it really helped her focus and move forward so she could not only realize that she's capable of reaching that goal, but it was fun. She's like, it was actually fun. Yeah. So I'm like, well, Honoree's fun. She's awesome.
I am a little fun. I try to be fun, not just serious. So Jen had a question I want you to answer. So she said, I just launched a 6-month program. My intention is that members integrate and embody lessons learned. Any thoughts on coaching or mentoring or for building success muscles for all involved?
So you want me to answer this question?
Yeah. Do you want me to answer it?
Yeah, why don't you answer this?
Do I have thoughts? So part of the role of the coach is to help people to build their muscles. And the way to do that is to reinforce simple, small steps consistently, as opposed to trying to do it all within the first 15 days. So our theme for Empire Builders this year is Quantum Leap, is making a quantum leap. And so we want to make a quantum leap, but no one was expecting to make a quantum leap 5 minutes after the December kickoff meeting, right? We understand that the quantum leap could be instantaneous, but probably it's going to be over time. And so building the muscles, I think, are twofold. One, it's recognizing that there is no there, that the 100 days really is an artificial measurement, right? It's just like, we're just going to call it 100 days. So in 100 days, we're going to just like do a big check-in, see how we're doing, do a post-game reset and keep going. Building the muscles is recognizing that there's no there, and it can always be better. And then to lean into the fact that you're making the decision to do something for the foreseeable future or forever. So I've never said I'm going to work out until I'm done working out. I'm going to keep working out until I die. I'm going to keep learning until I die. I'm going to keep working until I die. Hopefully it's not right now. Right. Yes. Helen wanted a quantum leap straight away. We all do.
Yeah.
But if you just recognize that I'm just going to keep showing up, I'm just going to keep showing up. And so if you set the expectation with your clients that they are going to identify the things that they need to do right? It's like, I know I need to do this. I know I want to do this. I have the privilege of doing it. It's like I was working out and there was, the fitness guys there, Joel.
They used to call you Lucas. Lucas.
I used to just get that look. They give you that look when it's in person. Yeah.
But he's like, you get the pleasure of doing it. A lot of people would love to be doing reverse lunges with really heavy weights. And I'm like, would they, Joel? Is anyone like at home right now going, I really wish I could do a reverse lunge? But the truth
was one of the
is,
one of the most famous lines from boot camp was, why are you complaining? People pay a lot of good money for workouts like this.
That's right. That's right. But that's the whole thing is I can look at it like I have to do it, or I can look at it like I get to do it. So if you can give the switch to your clients or your mastermind participants, it's like they chose to be here. And the choice is both pleasurable and sometimes uncomfortable, but they chose to be here and they're going to be so glad. I'm always like, okay, what would future Honoree want? Future Honoree would want me to have grilled chicken and vegetables. Today Honoree wants pizza. Future Honoree is going to be like really pissed at today Honoree if she has pizza every day. Future Honoree is going to be like, way to go, previous Honoree. Way to go, past Honoree, for choosing the chicken and vegetables. So I try to think about, like, I'm not going to remember what it tastes like later, but I'm going to be working it off later if I'm not careful, right? So it's like, it's kind of putting some context around things, helping people to recognize that it's their habits and it's the aggregate of their habits, because we take 2 weeks off after 100 days. We take weekends off. My fitness program is 4 days a week. It's not 7 days a week. It's not 2 hours a day. It's 4 days a week, 40 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So it's nothing that I cannot do. And like mornings like this morning, I was up against it. I had 36 minutes to do a 39-minute program. Okay, so I could have said I don't have enough time to do it. It's a yes day over here and we're ordering.
Bring me the chicken. Bring me the chicken vegetable pizza. Bring me that.
Helen. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like too. Yeah, and speaking to what you're saying, Honoree, I feel like as you're going through the program, you're starting to build muscles and starting to build confidence. So if, for example, if you're learning a new habit, you're creating a new habit, in the beginning, it might not feel very comfortable. It might be very difficult. But by the time you get to day 21 or maybe day 10 or 15 or day 20, it starts feeling a little bit more comfortable. You're like, oh, well, I can go a little bit further in this. If you're working out, I can put a little bit more weights on. If you're doing a different, whatever it is, I can stretch my muscles. I feel like it compounds on each other to where once you build that confidence is what opens up the doors for somebody to, oh, not only do I feel successful, if I can do this, I can do this. It's just kind of a natural progression of things. If somebody's working the program, any program, right? Anything they're working on.
Yes.
Yeah. I would just add one more thing. Cause I agree with everything that both of you are saying. Jen, as a trainer, I was blessed with being able to be present when people had to integrate their lessons learned. They had to do it right in front of you. Moving out of that environment to one where a lot of the work they're doing is outside of your line of sight, you have to have some type of accountability built in.
Yep.
Right. Where you're capturing what they're doing. So you have to pull that out of them sometimes, like create milestones in your program if they're not already there that say, let's talk about what you've learned and let's talk about how you're integrating that. Like you have to be the one to recognize those events and make them answer for them. And that's not a bad thing. It's a great thing that helps them. So I would just make sure you're incorporating that into like deliverables or milestones of discussion in the program so that they don't just kind of happen out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Yes. And one of the things that is really helpful for you as the leader to do is to see the word impossible as I'm possible. And so I had several clients over the years that would say to me, well, I didn't think I could do it, but I heard your voice in my head telling me I could do it. And so I did it. And then I realized I could do it. And so you're helping them build the muscles by first seeing what they don't see about themselves, or that they see it, but they don't believe it. Because if they're signing up for your program in some way, they believe that something more is possible. but they're not quite sure how to do it. And they're not even sure if it can be done, if they can do it, if they deserve to do it, right? All of those things, right? And so when you as the coach say, of course you can do this. Obviously you're going to do this. I was actually wanting to ask you, Brianna, like how many people have you enrolled in your program in the last 24 hours? Just because you are so brilliant and so capable, it wouldn't surprise me, right? No, but it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were like, yeah, I talked to 3-4 people yesterday and they all signed up, I'd be like, of course they did. Right. Like, so as the coach, that's your job, because if your coach is like, yeah, I'm not really sure this is going to work out for you.
I mean, every once in a while, some people need to hear that.
Yeah. I'm not really sure you can lift more than 5 pounds. I think you should go sit down. Right.
As long as they realize it's because they made that decision, we're
right.
good.
But it's helpful. It's helpful to help people use their muscles, right? So when I'm doing lateral raises and he's like, okay, whatever weight you lifted last week, add some weight to it. And I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. And then it's like, all right, well, I'll try it, because I'll put my previous weights right here and I can always drop down. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a total rock star. I totally am doing this. Right. So, but it's only because the coach said, okay, now it's time to do this. Yeah. Make the phone call, make 20 calls, right? No one's going to tell you you're a horrible person. They just might say no. They might say they're not ready right now. Who cares? Like, let them say no.
But I love it as being a coach when we're having these conversations and I've been working with somebody for a while and I'm like, oh, what's your win for the week? And they'll tell me a problem or a fire of that happened, and they put it out using the skills and the techniques we talked about, that it then became a win and it wasn't something of discussion for that week. And that I feel like that's the coolest part of being a coach, that you're able to help somebody have those skills and put those tools, put the tools in place to create the skills, to then it's not relying on me, because you don't need to rely on me. You need to focus on you to take care of the things that are going on in your world to the best of your ability. And it's cool that the ability and the skills are increasing. So that's the KSAs are increasing.
Yes.
So I love that.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited that the program is going to live on. I think it's in capable hands.
I'm excited.
Very capable.
I'm very excited, actually. And I talked to clients already. And I've got more to speak to. So I'm super excited. And if anybody would like to join me, I'm open to a conversation, to have a discovery call. You can go directly to Achievant Coaching, ACH.
Get it in there, Lucas.
VANT coaching.com. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love to be able to have a conversation and talk and help you learn a little bit more.
Yeah. It was
Thank
always
you guys for having me.
Of course. So fun to have you jump in and chat and do all the things. Yeah.
I love it. I love you guys anyway. So
yeah, well, same.
Jen and Helen and Charlie. Thank you.
I don't know where Karen Hunsanger is. She's probably editing a book. We're keeping her very busy.
And nice to meet you, Wayne, and Facebook user.
Oh yeah, Facebook user. That's the one. Every week it's a different Facebook user too. That's the fun part.
That was great commentary, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have a quick question. May I ask a question?
It depends on the question, but yes.
I was going to raise my hand, but it was at the point where you guys were talking about who's enrolling in the program, and I didn't want to be obligated on video.
Right. Yes. All right.
All right. So my question is, if I'm a coach and I'm watching this, and I'm interested in applying something like this to my own practice, where do I find a program? Like, where do I find this program we're talking about? Like, where do I get this thing?
That is a great question. I have previously certified several people in this method. I would totally be open to having a discovery call with coaches who might want to apply the process. I wouldn't do a formal certification again, but I could work something out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you. Unless it's you, Lucas, then yes, science. Yeah, you're in.
Well, I've thought about it.
Yeah.
My business model is different. Like my coaching model is different,
Yes.
but I think because mine are project based, which is obviously that's like a different type of project.
See, Jen, you're in. I would take Helen and Jen, anybody in EBM for sure. Go on, Lucas. I'm sorry.
No. Mine are project based coaching programs. So it's very much coaching the client through their project. It's based on their project, milestones, behaviors, profile, everything, which is different, way different than helping someone with their performance outside of a project arena. It's like more specific to their behaviors in their business.
Right.
That's a very different game. If I were in that again, because I've done that before, I would definitely, I'd be running to get to something like what you guys are talking about, because if not, I have to create that myself with almost no outside input. Right. And it's very time consuming. It actually slows the process of me getting to clients. So the faster I can get to helping people, the better. Right. So to me, that's like a win-win. I would have been very interested in something like that. And so the problem I have with programs like this, which is this one doesn't have this issue, is that oftentimes they're set up as just money generators by these big names and they lose their realness. Right. So I think there's a big difference in what you guys are talking about and the type of program you have, and one that's been like used the right way with the right people versus some of these like commercial off the shelf, like coaching programs that all, this big name put it on there and you can charge 3 times as much because of that. And, oh, by the way, you're never going to talk to that person. You're never going to understand really what the intent was, like how to use it. It's totally different. Right.
There's no genesis. There's no origin story. Like, how did it show up and what are the processes and how do you think about it as a coach? Like, I want people to think differently. I want them to think creatively and then be successful out of it. So it was that was not the, Jen, love you. That wasn't actually the intention of the conversation, but it is a really good question. Mm-hmm. I've always enjoyed having the ability to work with people to help them to avoid pain and gain pleasure in whatever way that makes sense. So the coaches that I previously certified in the method went on to do other things because they took the process and then they said, okay, I'm going to go. They like found their passion by doing something. They went, oh, okay, this was a great thing for a few years or a period of time or whatever. And then it just wasn't my passion anymore to do the program. So it just kind of sat there. It's really cool that we had this conversation, Brianna. We've been having this conversation over the past couple of weeks because it made me go back and look at all those materials. And then I start thinking about Brooke, the family practice attorney who went out, or estate planning attorney who went out on her own, and Craig, who had his estate planning business and, had his own practice and wanted to grow it. And D-Rod, David Rodriguez, who's a business attorney in Austin that I worked with a whole group of professionals. And so like brought back all the memories for me of all the lives that I was able to impact with the program. And then I get happy because it's going to happen again. Yeah. Brianna gets that joy. Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
We're going to talk really well about you for a moment, Brianna. So don't beat me up later when we see each other. But I think a lot of it has to do with the personality of the coach, because you can put any type of program together you want and put the duct tape on it and push it out the door and sell it and get people in the program. But then once they're there, it's like I'm literally face to face with two things as your client: you, the coach, and the program with which we're going to work with. And the coach and their personality to me are what make the program what it is. And I can only do so much by myself. That's why I have a coach, right? So for me, it's like the best of both worlds, having someone like you, Brianna, that has this, can do this, is fully invested in their clients, not just like a flippant thing. This isn't a hobby. This isn't like a side hustle thing. This is like really what you love to do. So that to me is kind of, you make this program so good. And I think that had I not met you the way I did meet you, and we were, I would have been like, wow, I hope this person's a coach, because you just exude that kind of mentorship and confidence and
agreed.
That kind of servant leader personality. So
I approve this message.
Because here you reading my website.
Yeah. I'm reading right off of Achieving Business right now. I did put the link.
I appreciate that. You did. Yeah, you did put
I'll
that
bring it
link
back up just in case anyone's curious. And Brianna, is that you in the picture on the mountain? I'm just asking that. Like,
oh, I wish. Actually, I don't wish. I have no desire to do that. But no, it's not. But I just thought it was a photo that's indicative of that's kind of that mentally where we like to be. We have these great ideas of where we want to be, and they seem so far off. And being able to have that help to bring somebody up. Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel. And the reason why I had this conversation with Honoree is because I'm always looking how I can show up for my clients. So it's cool that you said that, because I want to be able to provide support to them. I want to be able to provide programs that make sense and that are actually going to help them. And when I joined EBM, I was so impressed. Number one, I'm impressed with every single person in that group. I'm giddy with excitement that I get to be a part of it. But the fact that Honoree is leading it, we were having this conversation, and it's something that she's like, hey, do you want to do it? I'm like, heck yes. Cause I feel like that there's so much value. And I have clients that they're looking for that extra support. They're looking for that structure, exactly, that they can move forward to reach their goals. And I just think it's such an awesome program. So I'm so excited to be a part of it, and that I can bring that to my clients and anybody else who would like to join me on this journey. Let's go.
So guys, if you have any questions, send them in. We want to hear them. We've only got a few minutes left, but we'd love to answer any questions you guys have.
About this or anything. What's on your mind?
Anything.
Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling? Oh, sorry.
Facebook user. Who is Facebook user?
So
thank you, Helen.
So the regulars from Facebook, Jen, Helen, a few other people, they know that we beat them up every week. Like, hey, put your name in the chat. Because we can't see it on Restream. These systems
you can't just say something nice and throw it out there and then not claim it. I mean, that's better than saying something not nice and throwing it out there.
That is true.
Right. We don't get those people.
Oh,
here we go. LinkedIn user. I should know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Someone Southern.
Can you see that?
Someone Southern.
Oh, Jen, you have been on my mind. We are having coffee.
Oh.
We're having virtual coffee.
Now my mouse isn't working.
I'm texting you. I'm going to text you. Okay, Jen.
Awesome.
Seriously.
So, any
Lucas, have you
parting
had
word?
any good? I have a question for you. Have you had any good meals lately?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I had an amazing meal last night.
Jen
Pisano, this little lovely creature who she is, she bought my family dinner last night for my book launch, which was amazing.
What'd you have?
She's so thoughtful.
I had lasagna. I love lasagna. It's like one of my favorites. I know, stereotype. I get it. I love it. And it was like from our place we like to eat in town, which is like 30 minutes from our house and the whole deal. So when I got out of my office after literally after a 2.5 hour coaching call, I'm like stumble into the living room and Tammy's just got this big smile on her face and she's like, look what's for dinner. And I was like, oh, like it just made my day. So Jen, you are the best.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's great. Amazing. I sent her some texts where I claimed profusely my love for her and for everything she's done to support me. But thank you so much, Jen. That was like the best freaking plate of lasagna I've had in forever.
That's awesome.
I had a protein shake for dinner, Jen. So,
I'm having lasagna for lunch today.
I'm going to have a protein shake for lunch today, Jen. I'm just letting you know.
Can I share something? Can I share something?
Yes.
I've been on a 60-day challenge myself. It was a self-imposed one. No alcohol, no sugar, specifically no chocolate. And it ends tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow. I get
so what have been the results of this
I've lost 11 pounds, which is awesome. I feel like it was like inflammation and water weight and all kinds of stuff. But fish and chips from Helen. But what I realized is chocolate is my joy. If you go on my website, it says I'm a chocoholic. I am truly a chocoholic. And luckily for me, I'm not an alcoholic because I don't even care about the alcohol. And I've been in so many situations where everybody around me has been drinking. I've been the designated driver. As long as I've got my water, I'm good to go. But the chocolate, it visits me every day. It sits there. It sits on the counter from the kids' stuff. It sits in the freezer. And it's just like, eat me.
Okay, so I have important questions. Dark, white, or chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
But like 60% dark chocolate or 81% dark chocolate? Like
70 or above. 70 or above.
So basically, we have tree bark. I can just like ship you some tree bark.
but this is what I do. So I take, like the Lindor or even Aldi. They've got awesome dark chocolate too. They've got the big squares. I take the squares and I put whipped cream on it.
Oh, do you now?
And I freeze it. So it's got the crunch factor to it too. So that is like the cool part. I know the cool part about working out specifically is we were doing this RP program, and it's for weightlifters and really focusing on your calories, not your calories necessarily, but your macros. Right. And whipped cream was a free food. So with that being said,
they sell like 4-packs at Costco.
I felt free to have my chocolate with the extra and be super stoked and excited that.
So that allowed you to have that, or you haven't had that for 60 days either?
No, I haven't had it for 60 days because there's no sugar, no alcohol. So so tomorrow I get to have my treat and a burger cookie. If you guys are from Maryland, Baltimore specifically.
No.
Burger cookies are like a shortbread cake cookie, but a soft shortbread cookie with thick, dark chocolate icing. I don't know if it's dark chocolate, but it's dark chocolate and it's amazing. And it's
I need this in my life.
It's big. I got you. It's definitely a Baltimore thing.
Well, we have crumble cookies. Have you heard of crumble yet? They're like big as your face cookies.
I have heard of them and I have not had them yet. The kids have been talking about that.
Yeah.
My daughters. So
yeah,
I will have that. I'm allowed to have that. I'm going to do that.
Kent sent me a dozen for my birthday and a dozen for my book launch. And they deliver. And I live in the country. So like we don't get deliveries really unless it's Amazon. But all of a sudden it's like, you have a pack. I was like, what? I was like, do you know only 2 people live here? Like, what's happening right now?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they're extra delicious and they have new flavors every week, which is really rude.
Yeah, you got to freeze and share.
And we have to stop. She's on 48 of her 75-day challenge.
I didn't realize she was on day 48. I'm super excited for her.
So we're gonna go have chicken and broccoli, steamed broccoli with nothing on it, maybe an avocado.
Ooh, avocado, yes.
I like avocado. Yep. Sorry, Helen. I know. I feel you. Day 48 of 75. 75 hard is no joke.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's lunchtime. I think we need to all go have lunch.
I am going to go get chicken and broccoli. Exactly what you said. That's what I'm going to be rocking on.
Yep. All right. Chicken and broccoli. Honoree, what's your lunch?
I'm going to have a shake for lunch.
Okay. I'll have lasagna. I'll not text you guys and tell you how well it went.
Brianna, just a photo is fine.
Chicken and broccoli.
Brianna, you have to tell us exactly what time your challenge ends.
So immediately. So I already said for breakfast. Well, and I do intermittent fasting too. So probably around like 10.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I do all the things. We're all the same. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a 10
Today
o'clock.
will be a healthy day for sure. And Jen, please do not send me a cookie. I love you. We'll have cookies at the June meeting. Plenty of them.
Oh, yes. Yes. When we meet. Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. Now I know what to get. Now I know what to get.
All right, guys. Anything else? We're good?
No, I think we're good. Thanks,
you,
everybody. Brianna, thanks for popping in.
Thanks for
I'm so
having
excited to work on this in this way with you, in addition to EBM and all the things, and like all the blessings. Lucas said something earlier today, which was, if I hadn't chosen to take the course, things would have happened differently, right? And so it's like you make a decision to do something, and the ongoing effect is sometimes just so magical. So this is magical.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excited.
All right, guys. Well,
All right. Great.
have a good week. We'll see you next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes, that's right.
Go check out achievementcoaching.com. Brianna Hendley. All the things. If you're like, where can I find that information? Just send me a message, send Brianna a message, send Honoree a message. We'll get you guys there. We're here every week. So see you next week at the same time. And we appreciate all you guys have. If you have something you want us to cover and we haven't covered, you want to hear it live, then send us a message and let us know what you want us to cover.
Yeah.
We'll fit it in.
That's right.
Especially if it's food related, apparently.
That's right.
We love
Especially if there's whipped cream on it. We're totally all about it.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks.